Welcome all to my YouTube channel Shweta Gupta Chemistry Classes, as we are doing chapter 2 in class 12, that is solutions, and in that today we'll be discussing about Raoult's law. Yesterday we have done vapor pressure of liquid solutions, in which we have taken two volatile liquids. So first volatile liquid is a component 1 and second volatile liquid is a component 2, and we have mixed these two volatile liquid in a closed vessel. So we got a solution. So the solution we get, in that we have two components, component 1 and component 2. Then the partial pressure of component 1 is P1 and partial pressure of component 2 is P2. That is, if you heat the solution, on heating the solution, the partial pressure exerted by the component 1, that is the liquid 1, will vaporize and will exert a pressure P1, and here the liquid 2 will vaporize and will exert a pressure P2. Then in case of P1, the mole fraction of component 1 is this one, mole fraction 1, and mole fraction for volatile liquid second, the mole fraction of component 2 is this one, mole fraction of 2. So partial pressure of component 1 P1, this is x1, and P2 and x2 for component 2. Then what does Raoult's law state? Raoult's law states that at a given temperature, pressure of each component is directly proportional to its mole fraction. That is, for component 1, the partial pressure exerted by component 1 P is directly proportional to mole fraction of component 1, and the partial pressure exerted by component 2 is directly proportional to mole fraction of component 2. So, if we remove this sign of proportionality, then this becomes P1 is equals to P1 naught mole fraction of 1. Here P1 naught is the partial pressure of pure component 1, that is the pure state in which the liquid 1 is present. Its individual pressure, that is the pressure exerted by the pure component 1, and P2 naught is the partial pressure exerted by pure component 2. So P1 naught partial pressure exerted by pure component 1, and P2 naught is the partial pressure exerted by pure component 2. P1 is directly proportional to x1, or P1 is equal to, on removing this we get this P1 naught x1, and here P2 is directly proportional to x2, or P2 is equals to P2 naught x2. Next, according to Dalton's law of partial pressure, yesterday only I have told you, if we have a closed vessel and in that two volatile liquids are present, then both the liquid will vaporize and both the vapors of the two liquids, vapors of both the liquids, that is vapor of liquid 1 and vapor of liquid 2, or vapor of component 1 and vapor of component 2, will exert a pressure over this solution, over the surface of the liquid. So the total pressure, according to Dalton's law of total pressure, the total vapor pressure over the surface of this liquid is equal to partial pressure exerted by component 1 and the component 2, that is total vapor pressure is partial pressure of component 1 plus partial pressure of component 2. Suppose we'll take a daily life example. If two people are there and both the people have to push a stone, both of them have to push the stone. So one thing is they will push it individually. When it is individually, it is this: P1 is directly proportional to mole fraction, P2 is directly proportional to mole fraction of 2. It is their individual pressure. But when the boss says them that both of you have to work together, like in this solution both the liquid have to work together, but when the boss asks them to work together to push that stone, then they both will apply their pressure, and the total pressure will be the pressure exerted by person 1 and person 2. In the same way, here also the total pressure will be the pressure exerted by component 1 plus pressure exerted by component 2. And we know that P1 is equals to P1 naught mole fraction of 1 and P2 is equals to P2 naught mole fraction of 2. So P1 plus P2 becomes P1 naught x1 plus P2 naught x2. And we have already studied in mole fraction of 1 plus mole fraction of 2 is equals to 1. So what will be the mole fraction of 1? Mole fraction of 1 will be 1 minus mole fraction of second component. So we will put this value of x1 in this equation in P total. So on putting the value, what we get is P total is equals to P1 naught, and in place of x1 we'll write 1 minus x2 plus P2 naught x2 plus P2 naught x2. So on multiplying P1 naught minus P1 naught x2 plus P2 naught x2. So we will take these x2's together. We'll take x2 common over here. So we'll write P1 naught. P2 is positive and P1 is negative. So P2 naught minus P1 naught x2. So P is equals to P1 naught plus P2 naught minus P1 naught into mole fraction of 2. So this is the main equation that we get from the Raoult's law. Now from this equation, what conclusion do we draw? Now firstly we'll listen to this. Total vapor pressure over the solution can be related to mole fraction of any one component. So I'll explain this with the help of this equation. The total vapor pressure over the solution, you can express on the basis of mole fraction of any one component. You can take either the mole fraction of component 2, or you can either take the mole fraction of component 1. If you put the value of x2, that is 1 minus x1 in this, then you will get the total vapor pressure from only one mole fraction, that is x1, or you can get the total vapor pressure over the solution with the help of mole fraction 2 only. So the total vapor pressure can be find out or can be calculated with the help of only one mole fraction, that is with any one of the mole fraction, with any one mole fraction of any of the two components. This we can say. This you have understood. Total partial pressure depends upon any one of the mole fraction. Here P total is depending upon the mole fraction of component 2. Next one. Total vapor pressure over the solution varies linearly with the mole fraction of component 2. Here the total vapor pressure over the solution, we have to find out the total vapor pressure here over this solution. So the total vapor pressure over the solution varies linearly. As you can see, total vapor pressure is directly proportional to mole fraction. So when it is directly proportional, then they vary linearly. Whenever it is directly proportional, then they vary linearly. So the total vapor pressure over the solution varies linearly with the mole fraction of component 2. You can see this total vapor pressure will be varying linearly with the value of this mole fraction of component 2. Next, the total vapor pressure over the solution increases or decreases with increase in mole fraction of component 1 depending on vapor pressure of pure component 1 and 2. So the total vapor pressure over the solution, this is the solution, and the total vapor pressure over the solution, it may increase, the total vapor pressure may increase or decrease with increase in mole fraction of component 1. This total vapor pressure over this solution, it may increase or may decrease with the increase in the mole fraction of component 1. Now we are depending this one over the with the mole fraction of component 1. We are saying that if we have a solution in this container, the solution is made by mixing two volatile components 1 and 2, then the vapor pressure over this solution may increase, the vapor pressure may increase or decrease, may increase or decrease with the mole fraction of component, with the mole fraction of component 1, mole fraction of component 1. The total pressure, vapor pressure over the solution may increase or decrease with the increase in the mole fraction of component 1. As here the mole fraction of component 1 is equals to this P, it depends upon the vapor pressure of pure component 1, as it depends upon the vapor pressure of pure component 1. So that's what said. And you can also say that it is depending upon the pure component of pure vapor pressure of component 2. So what I have said, the total vapor pressure over the solution may increase or decrease with the increase in the mole fraction of component 1, may increase or decrease with the mole fraction of component 1, as it depends upon the partial pressure of the pure component of both the components. That is, it depends upon the vapor pressure of pure components P1 naught and P2 naught. So that's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.